Hi, it's Martin here from Steffi Bull Promotions TV. Yet again, we've got an amazing guest. Everybody who goes to the shows that Steffi puts on will know the Iceman. It's Jason Cunningham. He's managed to take some time out of his hectic schedule to give us a little bit of his time and just let us know how he's getting on and just have a bit of a background on how he got into boxing. Jace, thank you very much for giving some of your time.
A lot of my time, mate. We're all that messing about. We were just still there. I nearly threw towel in, didn't I? I nearly threw towel in. We were going to cancel this meeting.
We was nearly on Facebook Live.
I'm not the most technical, am I, with these phones and that? I can answer phone, I can use Facebook, do messages and that, search on the internet, but that were hard work, wasn't it, to be fair? Getting on this. But I've done it. That's the main thing.
No, but all serious, Jace, thanks for giving us some of your time. It's been a horrendous past couple of years. Before I start, is everything all good your end, yeah?
As good as it can, yeah, as good as it can be considering everything going on, I suppose, yeah. Like I said, we're all going through this together, aren't we? It's not the best of times, but it's not going to last forever. So, yeah, just got to try and be positive, aren't we?
No, definitely. And as Steffi said last week, the dark days are nearly over, and hopefully the good times are coming. But the best thing that's happened, in your gym is Terry Harper's flying, which is keeping the gym on top. People are still, like, you got Dalton Smith, Lee Appleyard. So
yeah,
fights are still happening, and yeah. I'm sure as soon when all this virus does go away, Steffi's going to be up to his old tricks again by putting on unbelievable shows in Yorkshire. And go back to Yorkshire, you was one of the last guys that actually fought on one of Steffi's shows at the Donny Dome, wasn't it, in February last year?
Well, yeah, funnily enough, right, I've had a memory come up on my Facebook today. Me and Gav, on this day last year, went on a training camp for a week to Tenerife. I got obviously paid to go out there to spar Ryan Walsh. He had a southpaw opponent at the time in that Golden Contract tournament. And obviously they wanted me over there for sparring. So Gav came out with me. And it was a brilliant week away. And now, obviously, we laugh about this all the time, but we were doing a run one day. Obviously, it's end of January. It's blazing over here, crap at home. Blazing over in Tenerife, crap at home. And went on a very good run one day. About 10 miles we did. On beachfront, job lot, on that draining walkway. All the view was beautiful. And we come to end it run. We looked at one another. Looked to one another again, nodded. Says, it's going to be our year, this, isn't it? It's going to be our year, this, isn't it? We're both, yeah, this is our year. About a week after that first case of COVID came out in Tenerife. And we kind of downhill from there. So, yeah, it went quite our year.
but
life goes on, doesn't it?
The thing is, you are still relatively young. You're 31 years of age. That's still no age in the boxing game. You've still got there's still opportunities out there. We all know that they'll come again. But what I'd like to do as well, just speak to some of your fans. I know I've seen some of the messages earlier of some of your fans. Quite funny comment.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
But I remember going back to Doncaster. I remember you just mentioned you just won your fight, and then you was on about fighting in Finland. Finland, wasn't it?
It was literally about it was. I was out boxing in February. I think it was beginning of April. It was scheduled for. So I think my medicals ran out. This is it. This is how it come about now. My medicals ran out. I think it was either the 4th or the 8th of April. That date's I've got in mind anyway. And my medicals ran out on that exact date. So I'm thinking, well, can I box and get away with renewing my medicals, or do I have to renew them? So we phoned fellow at more, and he says, no. He says, with time difference, he says, I wouldn't risk it. He says, I get them done. So I ended up getting my medicals done early in March. And then basically they've been a waste because I went box thinking it's going to be March again before we know it. So I paid for the medicals and I'm not even boxed basically. But yeah, I had that EU title fight, which obviously very confident of beating that kid, way more experience than him. And obviously, you know what I'm like. Everyone knows what I'm like. I don't care where it's out or who it is. We'll go to the back garden. That's it. So obviously, I'm going out to Finland to do a job. We're in a castle as well in Finland. So it's like, it was bizarre. Like, you know, one of them life experiences. I thought, well, let's do it. Just for pure fact that it'll probably never ever come around again. And obviously, unfortunately, that's the case. It's not come off. That's gone now. But it is what it is. So we're here today.
No. Well, you've only got to look at Maxi Hughes. I say this to everyone. Literally, you've only got to look at Maxi. One opportunity can come, and then before you know it, it can take your world can change. Do you know what I mean? So it's
yeah. Well, do you know what, Martin? The thing is, it's not like I haven't been like my resume. And I don't mean to like thinking myself up here. My resume, obviously, titles I've won, especially for TV. If I'm in a fight, you always get your value for money, don't you? You know it's always going to be a decent scrap. So I have been offered a few fights in lockdown, all the way through. But obviously, there's a reduction in money. It's like no titles or anything worthwhile online, and Steffi's obviously put them to me. A few Eddie Hearn cards. I even got offered a slot on Anthony Joshua Bill, last one, but it were 2.5 weeks notice, something like that. And I'm like, nah, mate. I says no. Obviously, you've got to take your weight and everything into consideration, stuff like that. Being in shape for a 10-round fight, and I says no. I says I'm not desperate. I mean, if people are out there who like they're struggling during this lockdown or whatever else, or they're desperate for a fight, they probably jump at that. And kill themselves to make weight or whatever else. And I says, no. I says, I'm better than that. I says, I don't need that. I says, give me a reasonable notice, and that's no problem. We can do whatever. But yeah, so it's not like I am. I've got offered a couple of fights on Eddie Hearn shows. Obviously, Anthony Joshua Bill.
Who was that against?
Kez Ashfaq, call him, kid from Leeds. I know Kez from amateurs anyway. A decent fighter, but it's a winnable fight. But like I said, they're trying to catch you out 2 or 3 weeks notice. So I'm like, nah, give me some reasonable time. We can see. But at the same time, you just come off a loss. It's like, it's not a fight that really interests me. Anyway, I'm at that part of my career now, that stage of my career where, yeah, if he's got something worthwhile to fight for, no problem, let's get it on. But he am, and it just didn't motivate me, if I'm honest with you. I just weren't interested. So I just told him, no.
Was that the lad who lost to Leach, Ryan Leach?
Yes. So they're trying to obviously get him back relevant. He ended up fighting Ashley Lane, didn't he? But no, why? I won a British title eliminator over a year. I fought like Colin and all them kids, and it's like, yeah, if they were a British talent line or if they were, something worthwhile or a bag of money or whatever, then we can look at it. But that's not the case in these current circumstances, is it? So
no, it's good to hear that, though, to be honest, because you do get some boxers out there that will jump at the opportunity. But like you said,
yeah.
when you've got your resume, you got Cunningham, you got Belotti, you got Gill. You're not just going to jump in.
Here's one for you. I've got Yafai as well. Carl Yafai, obviously, went on to be a world champion as well. Now, we're on about this other week. I know this is a fight that Eddie actually told Steffi that he were very interested in. Is the Gamali's brother who just won the European title out in Italy. So obviously Gamal's a well-scored kid. I know Gamal from amateurs as well. We boxed on the same night in eBay finals, everything. So obviously the good fights, the good fights that people want to see. So it's like something like that and getting up for it. I'm not one for calling people out. I never have been. I'm like, I don't do the talk. I just
it's your chance now.
Yeah, mate. So it's one of them where it's like, if somebody say offer me that, I'd jump at it. Give me reasonable notice that we're straight there, because obviously it's a European title at stake. Obviously it'd be a decent person. It's like, yeah, they're the fights I'm looking at. And I mean, obviously I boxed one Yafai. Let's box the other. Gav's boxed Gamal. Doncaster and Birmingham thing again. So that'd be a fight I'd be very, very interested in. Whereas the other, it's just been. No, I'm at that stage of my career now, mate. Probably another couple of big nights or whatever, and that'll probably be done. Yeah. So I'm like, I wanna get the big fights now. I don't want to be messing about with stuff like that. I've done all that in the past. It's like, no, it doesn't interest me.
No, I get that. It's one of them. It's like, and you're at that stage as well where you need to be up for the fight, and you can't just have someone that's not going to get you. That's not going to get you waking up at 6 o'clock in the morning to go for a run. And
yeah, exactly. And do you know what? Like beginning this lockdown, I've been positive all the way through it. Obviously, first lockdown was a lot easier to this one because you had summer, it was beautiful weather. I was biking 10 miles to the gym, 10 mile back, then 10 mile later in the afternoon and 10 mile back. I was doing 40 mile a day. I'll probably fit enough for a 10, 12 round fight then. I was helping Terry Wick sparring for Jonas' fight. Then I got called to go down and spar with Michael Conlon. Love that experience down there in Adam Bull's gym. They looked after me. Obviously, I was helping him for his fight. And then I've kind of kept in gym all the way through, pretty much, till I'd say around about November, December. And then I kind of drifted away. Lost a bit of motivation. And it was like, Christmas coming up, everyone's in that mood. I'll get Christmas away and then knuckle down. And if I'm honest with you, I'm an honest man, I'll tell you as it is. I've only really started about this week. I've just got that little bit of fire. I went to gym a week and I've just been running on treadmill. I've still been like doing something, but obviously not a lot. But I probably not punched for the last 2 months, and then I've like got a bit of spark back in me, a bit of fire, and obviously Steffi mentioned in that fight to Eddie and him saying, "Well, it's a good fight." It's good. That definitely interested in that. Obviously, people know what I bring to the table. You're going to see a good, you're going to see a good fight. So see what happens, like. But it just give me that bit of fire, just get back in gym, get myself in good shape. I always keep in reasonably decent nick anyway, but there's a difference between good nick and fighting fit. Yeah,
you're looking good,
so. Thank you, mate.
No, but mate, that's banging. That's fantastic news, and it makes perfect sense for what you're saying as well. That you don't need to jump. You don't need to.
Yeah, he's been obviously come up on board notices. I've been more or less blown out for that British title. I won an eliminator for British title in May of 2019, and nothing's happened. They've ordered another eliminator, so that's kind of like a question anyway. But they have ordered. They have ordered. Go on. Someone's coming up on my phone, mate. Brad Foster and Gamal Yafai for British title, but they've obviously got rival promoters. Obviously Frank Warren and Eddie Hearn. They're both probably looking at different routes to go down. So I can't see it happening. In fact, Steffi messaged Brad Foster. It's another fight I jump at. Well, these people of week saying I'll be available for that. I think they were looking at going down a different route anyway. Obviously, he's got the British. So. Yeah, listen, you know what I'm like. I take any of them, and it's like, yeah, they're good fights, but I'm probably one of them kids that, why would you pick me, a tall, rangy, awkward southpaw? It's one of them, isn't it? But like I said, in terms of this lockdown and for viewing, and you've got to get the viewing figures in, just give me a call. Give me some notice, give me a call, and let's get it on. But yeah, there's just a bit of history with me and that the yafais, obviously with Cal and that, and obviously full respect to them. But we'll see what happens in it. We'll see what happens.
No,
main thing I'm obviously keeping this gym now and getting knuckled down and crack on.
Yeah, 100%. Well, I've been speaking to Stephanie and Ray, and it seems to me as if like the atmosphere in the gym now is back. I don't think it ever went away, but it's with regards to the pandemic, it's been hard for everyone, but it seems to me like that's the gym that you want to be in now. It seems that it's starting to get the buzz back. You've got the Dalton.
It's Terry Hartford. She sorted us all out. I hope she is.
Well, that's the thing. Like, you can't. I was speaking to Connor. You can't not go to that gym and not look forward to going to the gym because you got Terry, undisputed championship she's going for. You got Lee against Dalton Smith, which is going to be an absolute terrific fight. So you've got Steffi flying. You've got Ray flying. You got the McDonald's. It's just the perfect gym to be in. Kind of sold that quite well then, I think. I think Steffi.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did, right there, Martin. But yeah, I know it's like this morning. I've been in the gym this morning with Ray and Terry, and you come in and just sat down beforehand and just talking. And, like, we're a family. We're a family in there. It's like, I know it's a boxing gym, it's a sport, and it's careers and that, but we're all there for positive things. We're all there to try and better ourselves or, make a success of ourselves, if you like. But we're all good people and we can all talk about there's any personal problems, anything. It's like, they'll be family, do you know what I mean? It's like, I've got a small circle. I remember this the other day. I've got a small circle of like people I count on one hand, the people I could tell anything to. I know a lot of people, but in terms of my circle, they all revolve around that gym.
No,
they're very, very close friends. A couple of close friends otherwise, but yeah.
I totally agree. Whenever I've come back from some of the shows and I'll speak to my wife and she's like, oh, God, it's all you mention, that boxing show. And I'm like, it's not just a boxing show, it's different. Like when you go there, it's like you said, it's like a family, and it's fantastic to be a part of.
And we're all thinking, mate, I don't mean like thinking with this, but we're all decent people. There's no egos, there's no cockiness. Everyone's humble. It's like, I've got time for anyone, no matter what walk of life you come from. If you want me to give you an answer, I will do, no problem. And we're all like that. Look at Terry, all success she's had, none of it's gone to her head. Only thing she's gathered it when she's gained confidence, and I love that. I run about this way over day. A year and a half back, well, if I win, like, I was telling her, no, when you win, you're going to win. But now she's getting that bit of confidence, and it's brilliant to see. She's growing as a person and stuff, and obviously she deserves every bit of success she gets. So.
No, and it's just the start. Like the world's her oyster. It literally is. And I've just seen a video of her doing kick-ups and around the world.
Yeah, it's a good story, and obviously it's life changing for her as well. It's brilliant to see obviously what's going on. Obviously, I've seen close up what is happening and that as well. So she
Have you
deserves
seen
it.
the football tricks today?
Yeah, we've been on about that. It's somebody else on. I think she said Instagram or Twitter, one or other. Somebody else. What do they call it now? Like they do all. There's a name for it in there. Like is it freestyle? Freestyle. Yeah. Doing all things and that. And obviously she's bang on with kick ups, aren't she? But I says keep it under wraps, and get mints at you, and then you'll be that's it. You'll all be going off.
Well, you can see, can't you? Probably next year when they have that football match on ITV and they have all the celebrities playing football. You can just see Terry starting up front next year, can't you?
Yeah. Well, I don't know about that. She's earning decent money now, isn't she? With boxing, so yeah. Too many injuries in that football game. You say if you get anything there, I'm telling you. So.
But Jace, just elaborate how you got into boxing.
How I got into boxing? Right, I was 10-year-old. I've always been into sports. Yeah. So I've always been decent at running everything at school, long distance running. I used to play Sunday League myself as well. And then one day, I think I was having a bit of jip with a kid at school. And I said, right, I'm going to take you down to local boxing gym. So I was always a quite shy kid, me, as a child. So took me to a boxing gym, Donny Plant, I remember it like yesterday, took me up to the doors, and I could hear all, front door, all bags and chains swinging. And I says, nah, Mum, I'll leave it. I can remember to do it. Nah, I'm going to leave it. She said, no, come on, you're going in. And obviously she took me in, and then from there, just get that buzz. And then just like you need, just one thing with boxing, right, no matter what walk of life you come from, it's like we're all there for the same reason, to better yourself, and you become like a little family. You could have police officers in there, you could have criminals in there, or ex-cons or whatever, but everyone's just there for a reason, everyone just cracks on, and that's another thing I love about boxing. It's like, no matter what walk of life you're from, everyone's there for the same reason, and it's positive, isn't it? So good.
Which is 100%. Like you said, you don't get no big-headed people at boxing gyms, none at all, and it's literally, and if there is a big-headed person, all of a sudden they'd probably come up against someone like you on the bags. All of a sudden they're thinking, I won't fancy that. So it's like you said, you're all in there for the same reason, and everyone's got the same respect for each other. Go on. No, go on. Sorry.
No, I was just going to say, mate, there's that thing with boxing. It's usually a sport where it's from deprived areas and stuff like that. There's not much happening. It's not like it's what's the word? It's like a poor man's sport, in it. And like a lot of people's success stories have come from nothing and worked their way up and that, and made some of themselves. So yeah, it's like that's what I mean. It's got all walks of life who step into a boxing gym.
It's probably one of the loneliest sports as well, because people give like a bit of an insight to your viewers. What's it like when you're in fight camp and you have to wake up and you have your cereal and then you have to go for a run, then everything.
You have to wait. Listen, when you get to my age at 31 and with my height and that, and getting down to Superman, I have to weigh my food out. I have to weigh my greens and porridge oats out and everything. It's like, I've always been dedicated, and you can ask any of them. Obviously, Steffi, he's like my best mate. You can ask them all. I've lived it to the book. The one thing when boxing is done, I can turn around and say I give it everything, no matter what success you get or how far you get. If you make it, if you don't make it, I'll give it 100%. This last year, this is why I say I'm an honest man. This last year with 2020, I have done opposite. I've enjoyed myself a bit more. I've been going out for meals. I've been having a drink and stuff like that. So I do enjoy a night out. But when it's time to knuckle down, there's no one like me who can just switch it off, and then what I need to do. So,
is that something you're missing?
What's that? Sorry.
Is that something you're missing?
What?
Just going into fight zone.
It's difficult with time we've been going through, and obviously there was nothing happening, so it's hard to look forward to anything anyway. All my fights are scupping and stuff, so I just thought I'm just going to enjoy my life a bit more. Just little things like, even my daughter coming around. If I'm in fight camp, I can't even have a takeaway with her. Do you know what I mean? On a night, so like, I have my daughter, obviously, I love my daughter. My daughter's my world, but she'd come round, we'd have a takeaway, I would have some lunch as well. And I usually won't be able to do that, and it's just like, that might sound mad, it might sound to like people out there, that's just what people, things normal people do, that's just normal life, but it's not a normal life. Like I say, that's why it's lonely. I spend most of my time on my own. I'm doing all this dieting, all this training, and it's like, people don't realise it's like little things in life to a lot of people, but to me, I love that, and it's like I've just made most of it this last year. It's as simple as that.
That's why, and that's why people, when like you're selling tickets, it's probably not so much for you, but when there's people out there that are trying to sell tickets and they're doing everything they possibly can, and they're just not getting the fan base. That's where it's one of the loneliest sports, because they're sacrificing everything, and all they're asking for is just a little bit of give off other people, and when it's not coming, it can be quite demotivating, can't it?
To be honest with you now, mate, boxing is a bit, well, professional boxing is a business. If you aren't like a GB star or something where you're getting straight in radio or whatever else, if you can't sell tickets, you may as well go and do something else. Or go out road, be a journeyman. Yeah, it's like week in, week out, and get paid, and obviously you're fine to lose, aren't you? But end of the day, it's a livelihood and that's that. But yeah, it's a business. If you can't sell tickets, you're going to struggle. It's as simple as that.
If you never made it as a boxer, what do you think you would have done? that could be a tough question. But like, was there anything when you...
Go.
But was there anything like? Are you good on the tools? Are you? Are you good on computers?
A lot of people don't know about me. I were a family man at a very. I don't like talking about this because in my past relationship and stuff like that. But I were a family man from a very young age. I left home at probably about, I think I was 17, just short of 17-year-old, and my partner at the time, obviously, that's my daughter too. I had to be a family man young, mate, if you know what I mean. So I went straight onto railway at 17. Well, it was a week before my 18th birthday. I got on railway, and I did like from 18 or 17, if you like, till about 21-year-old, working at railway, just grafting. And obviously, it made me grow up. Like, I had responsibilities. It made me grow up quick. Do you know what I mean? Which were a good thing for my boxing. But working at railway at the time, obviously night shift, long shift, stuff like that, I couldn't 100% concentrate on my boxing. So I ended up coming to the part of my life, making the decision where either I do my boxing or I just graft. And I thought, well, what do I enjoy? I don't enjoy working a 12-hour night shift on railway. Shoveling ballast, you're a track rat. That's what we say. Brilliant banter on that with lads. I enjoyed that part, but you're just a track rat, and I thought, I'm not doing this. So I kind of quit and just put everything into my boxing, absolutely everything. I was going out to all the time. For the only time where I spent every single penny I had just to, get on the train back and forth every day, going to Hull and coming back, and yeah, it's just graft, innit? And I'm glad I made that choice in him, because it served me well. Obviously, in this day and age, I wouldn't have met the people I've met who've helped me along the way and stuff, and then it's turned out all right.
Yeah, no, that's superb. Looking back at your career, is there any fight that you look at and think, if I'd done something different in that fight, I would have got the win?
Yeah, Belotti fight every time. I was like a nice kid, Reece, and all full respect to him. And obviously, he caught me that was the only time I've been stopped on it. And I was schooling him. Obviously, main event on Sky Sports. I was champion, defending my title. Your call. It probably, I remember coming out, it was hottest. Like, it felt like I walked into a sauna. You know, hot lights, so I packed out your call. Best atmosphere I've boxed in for that little venue. But I'm still. I can be walking out of them changing rooms, just walking through the doors. As soon as it opened doors, it just hit me, and it was just like wow. But I was schooling him. Obviously, it more or less banged everyone out up to that point, and they were beginning up all the rest of it. And I was confident anyway. I'm always confident. So obviously, I believe in myself anyway. I work hard enough, that's that. And I've been working gym, what happens at night, and that's that. So, and it was brilliant fight up to that point as well. But I was schooling him and I was busting him up. So they're thinking, everyone talking before, and he's this big banger, he's going to do this, do that. If anyone's getting laid out, it's me. But where you were going, I thought, I'm going to stop him here. And I was going back to the corner, and I was talking to Ray and Steffi, and I'm saying, it's easy, this. They're going, just keep focused, keep always. I goes, I know, I said, mate, it's easy. It was easy. Honestly, it was easy. And I can't remember what round it was. If it was fifth, sixth round or whatever. And I just remember, I thought, right, I'm going to go at him now. And I should have held that, maybe another round or two, couple of rounds, just wore him down a bit more. I ended up trading, as you do, lost my head. I always got a bit of fire in there, so I like it. I like entertaining anyway, but got in there, and I could just remember an exchange. We both hooked at the same time, but he's up caught me, and it was the first time I've ever been hurt properly in a ring. Just like click, eyes shut, click back in, and I've been on deck, and I could just stay at it, roar at crowd, sit down there in Southern and what have you, and thought, get back up. So obviously, I got up, beat the count, and then medic to end it round, but my legs weren't quite recovered. And like, obviously, that's the first time that had happened to me and stuff. So it was what it was. Obviously, the referee stopped it when I was on my feet. Obviously, I'm never good, unless you put me to sleep, I'm going to get up and keep going all day on. It's as simple as that. But yeah, that was a massive learning curve for me, that. And that obviously taught me a bit more in terms of discipline, sticking to a game plan and stuff. So you live and you learn. But I've still come back and had many big fights. I'm still relevant, and there'll be a couple more big nights to me anyway.
The Cunningham fight, the Cunningham fight. I think it was round 12 of What's That Round many a time when Cunningham caught you, and the commentator was very much all over Colin, and then all of a sudden you caught Colin with a couple more, and it was like you was close to actually stopping him.
You know what it was? It's again, right? And this is where discipline obviously come into play, but I was still getting eager because I knew it was a close fight, but I know he was edging it. And I know obviously he was my home fighter and, you know, the big like poster boy star, obviously Fat Sammy Bob Aaron, big promoter in America, he'd be getting all rounds. So like from about round 6 onwards, I'm saying to everyone, I went, sack this, I'm not going to swear. I sack this, come on, let me just have a go at him. Like with Jordan Gill fight, I should have done that a couple of rounds before and left it too late. When I had to go in round 10, I was running after him. I was chasing after him. That's what I mean with fights. You know what? You're going to get everything from me. I'm going to get everything. So, so I'm like, if I'd done that earlier, I'd have probably stopped Jordan. And anyway, I went back to Conlon fight. So I said, let me go in. He says, no, just keep doing what you're doing. You're boxing well, it's competitive. So just keep doing what you're doing. And I did as I was told. Now, it was a 10-round fight. It was around 10 that you're on the bar. But I got to end at ninth round at corner. I says, I'm getting it now. I said, I'm going all out. So they were just like, last round, leave him to it, let him go. So I went out and I had a good go. I caught him a couple, but then he caught me, and then I ended up being one over 8. And you know, it was brilliant. I took a few decent shots in that last round, didn't I? But
you give as good as you got, and like you was.
Yeah.
And
well, to be fair. Yeah, to be fair, he's on the verge of a world title, and I can arguably say, and he'd probably agree anyway, that I've given him his hardest fight to date. There's no doubt about it.
Guys, you've only got to ask yourself who goes there to spar when he's in a fight.
Yeah,
picks you, and
they've got the nice people. You know, they're all nice people down there. They treated me very well when I went down. But obviously, I've known Jamie for years. Jamie Collin, his brother. He's got an eye roll at MTK now, and Michael's the same. They're good, honest people. Like so, yeah.
But they're not going to get someone to spar who's just going to be a walkover. They're going to get someone to spar that can test them. I
went down and they wanted me back. I ended up being like his lead sparring partner for it, so I did like a couple of weeks with him. But yeah,
and no, that's fantastic. So we've already got you calling out yafai. So that's the headline.
I don't like that thing because I've got that respect and they're a good family. One's a world champion. They're both good, but. And that's not my style, mate. I'm like, you give me a call. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do this. I'm an honest bro, mate. But at the same time, I'm just saying that is a fight I'd like. So, yes, just please give me the call.
We've already spoke about her, but how far do you actually think Terry can go?
She's got a very, very good head on her shoulders. All sparring I did with her, boxing IQ is very high as well. She's very, very smart. There's no reason why she can't go all the way. It's just a case of getting that experience the way she goes along. Like I've already said, she's gaining confidence is what she needs. She needs to believe in herself and believe she can do all this, and she will do. But it's just a case of picking all this experience up into it along the route. So, you know, she fought for a world title early. She's very, very young still. So she's got many years ahead of her, obviously, if she wants to go on for years to come. But yeah, she can be a legend, can't she? Well, she is a legend already in Doncaster.
100%. She's already got questions of sport.
Yeah. And she's, what's the word I'm after? She's, go on.
Level-headed.
No, she's like, for other people, young girls coming up in the sport, boxing for female. Yeah, like a role model, but she's, I'm going to be in bed at you. I'm going to lose my battery while I'm thinking about this. Dragging it out.
I think, is it Faye Marshall?
Inspiring. She's inspiring the next generation and the girls and stuff. Yeah, she's like an inspiration for people. And
I think there was a girl called Faye. There was a girl called Faye that was. I've seen some on social media where she met Terry last year, and she said like it was like meeting her idol. And that's the kind of world we're in now. Like that's what Terry is.
That's it.
Idol.
Yeah. And she could be used to it now because obviously she's bigger and keeps getting bigger all the time and stuff. But to begin with, you won't think of that. You won't think that there's people out there looking up to you like in that sense. But obviously, she's having that effect on people, isn't she? And it's brilliant.
No, 100%. One of the questions we had earlier, I'm not going to ask the second question.
That lad, by the way, that Dan Riley is a very, very good friend of mine. When I said I've got a small circle and good friends, Dan's a very, very good lad. So he's a good electrician as well, Dan. So that's for advertisement. If you want any electrical work doing, get on to Dan Riley.
Okay, there you go. It was a good question, to be honest. When you do hang up your gloves, would you go into coaching?
Yeah, I would. I'm managing, probably more managerial role. Spoke to Steffi about this before. I mean, there's a few people locally who are doing it as well. Ray's on about doing it. I know Josh Rail is as well. So it's all positive. That's good for future of boxing. But yeah, 100%. Might even do it before I retire. I thought about it, but it's like, for me, it's pointless doing it right now, what we're going through. May as well just wait till this is out of the way and we're back to normal life. And then look at doing it, yeah. I mean, I give a lot back, really. Obviously, in the community, I do a lot of work with kids in schools, and I've worked with deprived kids for about 7 years, I think it was, with John Joe Irwin, a former British and Commonwealth champion from Doncaster. So I've got a lot of experience in that field as well. I've got my mini-eaters class, so I do give a lot back anyway. In terms of coaching and stuff, where you're getting at, obviously, I do one-to-one training as well, so I've kind of do bits there. So, yeah, it's something I'll definitely go into, but everything I do is all resolved around boxing, but it's just one step at a time when I think that timing is right. So, yeah, I will 100% go into that. It's just I've got a few other bits and pieces going off in my life at the minute that I need to. They're kind of priority at the minute in time, but that was definitely something I will be coming to, and I would have thought not in the too far distant future as well.
Well, there you go as well. You've just put a promotion out for you one-to-one skills. Yes. So if anyone needs one-to-one skills,
tell you what, can sell it.
You're going to do sales.
To give me an interview, I thought, well, I'll get stuff out there. My mate owes me percentages on the electrical work now, and then, like I say, and if you want to be a boxer, sign me, especially journeyman. Want a few journeyman? Come and see me.
Guys, it's been an absolute pleasure, mate. Honestly, it's been starting from putting Zoom on your phone.
If you would have listened to anything now, I've got 8 months on I'm going in a minute, mate. I'm not doing this. It's winding me up. I nearly threw my phone across the kitchen.
Guys, absolute pleasure speaking to you, mate. Hopefully, it's not too long before we get to see each other as well. So keep safe, keep well, and I'll see you at the boxing, my friend.
Andrew, mate, thank you. Like I say, it's been a while since I've done one of these, so just as them cobwebs off as well, don't it? But yeah, you take care, mate, and hopefully see you soon.
No, definitely. Cheers, Jace.
No worries, mate. See you in a bit. Bye.